Yeah, I'd say so. I guess the positive aspect out of the whole thing is if you were going to get 4 guys to have niggles, you'd want those 4 because they're so professional. So, you know, they all seem like they're pretty close to playing, but they're going to have to jump through a few more hoops. Yeah, I'd suggest.
What did Tomo do on the track today?
He did some stuff with the group, which is promising. It's shows that he can change direction and all that sort of stuff. And then he did some individual stuff with the rehab staff. So he's did a bit of work. I'm probably not in a position to say whether he's ready to go or not, but he did probably 30-40 minutes worth of stuff.
It's so tight for the 7th and 8th spots at the moment, and it probably looks like you might have to win 5 more games, maybe 13 overall. So how important does that make this weekend?
Oh, for sure. We know, for the last however many weeks, each upcoming game has been so important, both for the way we want to play and in the context of the whole season. So it's going to be a huge challenge for us. Hawthorn are going to look to bounce back as well. So the scene probably couldn't be set any better.
I guess you don't want to see players robbed out, but Brian Lake being out might mean you don't at least have to play against him this week, which is nice.
Yeah, I guess so. He's a great player when he's up and about, but the great thing about Hawthorn is their back 6 or 7 all help each other out, chop each other out so much. So whether it's Brian Lake or Matt Spanger or Grant Birchall, whoever is back there, we're going to have our work cut out for us.
So you don't think it'll offer a huge advantage given how good your forward line's playing?
Mate, probably weakens them a little bit, but in terms of the way most teams defend now, it's all about the more so the defensive group. So taking an individual out, will help a little bit, but we've got more things to worry about than just Brian.
What about the feeling in the forward line? Feeling better than it has in the last sort of month ago, or the same month ago?
We've always felt pretty good about where we're headed. Obviously, got 2 new additions to the group who haven't played at the club before. Tex returning from a long layoff. Tom Lynch missed most of the year as well. So it was always going to take us a bit of time, and it still will. We'll probably won't gel fully for maybe until next year. But we feel like we're putting some good games together. We feel like we've been able to keep the side up and about on occasion. So we want to keep that going and get an even contribution from all forwards.
How is Tex going? Sando mentioned his body language was a bit down in the last game.
Yeah, maybe outwardly it was a bit flat, but in terms of his work rate, and I always notice, obviously playing alongside him, I notice how much he's moving and how much he's talking to the other guys, and that sort of stuff was still at the same level. So I was a bit surprised. I didn't sort of notice it myself. But Tex, he loves a big stage and loves big matches and opportunities. So I'm looking forward to see what he puts out on the park on Friday.
How's the confidence going in the group with back-to-back wins and some big wins that going into this game? You must feel like that Hawthorn really get it.
I guess Hawthorn probably maybe Hawthorn coming off probably a pretty big loss is they'll be fired up. So it's going to be no walk in the park by any means, but. We're feeling pretty good about ourselves. We've finally been able to, I think 2 in a row is nothing to write home about, but we've finally been able to get 2 matches in a row where we've performed mostly, for the most part, how we want to. So I guess the challenge is to keep that rolling this week against a really top 4 or premiership contending side.
Big stage on a Friday night as well. It's an opportunity, I guess, to send a message to the rest of the comp. Everyone will be watching.
Yeah, for sure, and I guess we had that opportunity a little bit against Collingwood early in the year, and we were able to perform, so we can take some confidence and belief out of that. But it's great to get that opportunity to showcase the Oval and the fans as well. That as well as the club, that we can perform on the big stage.
There's been quite a few key forwards that have had big days against the Hawks this year. I think Cloak had 5, Hawkins 5, Casbolt 4. So there's a bit of an onus on you guys to really have an impact, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And as forwards, or as tall forwards, we always want to impact the game, as everyone does. But I guess we try to look at the our performance in more ways than just got goals and marks. Those are sort of byproducts of other things that we do, and obviously potentially the weather might have an impact as well. Might make things a bit more difficult, so we might just have to use our bodies and big frames in a different sort of aspect.
That's Barry Smith coping with the extra attention he's got in the last fortnight.
I guess it's always, not having had it myself, it's always a challenge, I guess, when you're used to having a bit of freedom and being able to run around and sort of do as you like, but having that defensive forward as such is probably a challenge. It'd probably be a hard thing to work out how you want to play. But Broads works closely with Darren Milburn, who had a bit of that experience when he played, so he still gives us that punch. And I guess the great thing now is we've got Rick Henderson in the side who teams have to worry about as well. So we've got two guys there.
Have you taken much out of what Port was able to do to Hawthorn a little while ago, and obviously the Kangaroos last week?
Personally, I haven't. I don't think I was able to watch the Port and Hawthorn game, but I did see North and Hawthorn last week, so I watched that pretty closely. But I mean, the amount of stuff that we have to do to prepare for a game, especially on short turnaround, we sort of don't have time to reflect on those sort of games. It's more specific to what we need to do. Yeah.
And a bit of added motivation with Eddie Betts' 200s.
For sure, yeah. It's sort of crept up on everyone. Obviously, new to the club, so we've sort of just been embracing the fact that he's here. But it's I don't think he's really one to make too much of a fuss of it. But the performances he's put forth for us in big games recently has been amazing. So he deserves for us to put in a good performance and hopefully cheer him off.
Last couple of guys. How much has he helped the forward line behind the scenes, and can you tell us a bit about it?
He's just got a really sort of innate ability to read the game and understand what you need to do as a forward. He can, he helps the tall forwards as well. He understands, the way the ball moves in the air and stuff like that. He's just really inexperienced, and he's got a lot of tricks, and guys are picking up a lot of things. Probably no more than Charlie Cameron, learning his trade, and he's been a great addition. And I think he's probably got more improvement too as he learns how we play and then how the delivery comes in as well.
Want to stay connected with the Crows? Like us on Facebook.